Friends, a user asked how to make this sort of design in Tinkercad. I've got a strategy, so let's get cracking. Friends, this is the post. This is the awesome font. I have not found that exact font that has these parts connected like this, but let me show you a cool alternative. I have bounced to canva.com. I love working with Canva. You can create a new basic design like an Instagram post. That's what I'm working with here. Let me click on it and let me open it for you. So this is a text box. If you click text, you can add a text box, put whatever words you want. I am putting the name Miss Graham. That is a teacher that I worked with, and I decided I would make one of these for her. As I fiddled with fonts, you can see there are so many that you can pick from. When you click on them right here, you can choose all the different fonts. If somebody could find that exact font, that would be absolutely fantastic. I liked this font because of the curves, but the G was annoying, so I eventually switched to this one right here. When I set this up, I made the fill black, and then I added an effect. This effect gives us the lines. I'm going to use the hollow effect this time. Usually I was using the outline, but for this one, I wanted it to simply be the hollow inside. Once I've got that hollow effect done, this is the magic part. The spacing is typically something like this, but I need everything to connect. I'm going to move this one out of the way so we've got a cleaner view of all this. So once again, back here, I'm just going to slide these back until they're touching. And then I'm going to slide these until they're touching. Once you've got those parts all connected, then you've got something you can 3D print. I'm even going to let this little piece dangle as long as the M and the S are connected there. I think it's going to be absolutely awesome. Now that I've got my design, we could do file export as an SVG, but I like to use my screen capture tool. It is super fast. I can just grab that image and then I'm going to take it somewhere else to build the SVG. Now that I've got that in my screen capture tool, snag it, which I do love, I'm going to choose File Export, and then I can simply go click, 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 and it drops it in a folder for my screenshots. Now we're going to bounce to a tool I love. It is Pick SVG. It is a free SVG converter. You simply upload your picture. I am already in my screenshots folder, so I can open that. When it comes in, I do want all of these edges, so I'm going to just stay with edge 2. I will show you quickly that if we switch to the internals, because of the way this was designed with the hollow, that is actually the internal design as well. We'll work with that and hit download SVG. I am going to put this in my downloads folder and I'm not going to give it a name. I'm just going to save it. Friends, it is time to move to Tinkercad. If you've never been here before, this is the homepage. We are going to click Create and choose New 3D Design. I always choose Sign In with Google. It is totally free, web-based, so you can use it on just about any device. Right here, I'm going to change the name to Ms. Graham. And when I click here, that is how the file name is saved. Real quickly, let's bounce back and I'll show you what a saved file looks like. You can see this was my finished one. Here is my brand new one. This is a private design. You can also make designs public, like you can see I did here. I'll show you that step when we get a little bit further. Right now, let me show you how to open a design. It's by simply clicking Tinker This. That all saves to the cloud so you never lose your projects. We're going to use a tool called Import. We're going to choose a file. Remember, I put mine in my downloads. I left it with a silly name because I don't know if I'll ever use this again. Right there is my project, but I only want the art. Right now, it is 281 millimeters across. I'm going to make that 120 millimeters. Notice when I scale that one, it automatically scales this one, and we can hit Import. After a moment, our words arrive, but we have got 3 issues. This part of the R and the inside of the A's are not connected. Returning real quickly to the post, there were no A's in this one, but there were R's, and there is just an added piece here that connects the R's. So let me show you how we're going to do something similar with this fun font. I am going to simply bring out a cube. I'm going to choose to make it 1 millimeter in this dimension. And then I want to change the height. Notice I'm looking at it from a corner so I can see this easier. And I'm going to make this 3 millimeters thick. And then we can move this into place and connect this. I'm going to hit F to fit view so we zoom in. You can see that lines up pretty darn well. If I wanted to make it 2 millimeters thick, I could. Notice I am not making it stretch the whole way like that design did. If you wanted that effect, you could simply grab this vertical one and match it to whatever height you were making it. Notice this black handle lets you connect it, so it looks pretty darn nifty. I'm going to do Control G to group those. See, that blends in really well, and it would work. Of course, I want to show you that my technique, I'm going to just make it a little bit shorter, so that way when it's sitting on your desk at 3 or 4 millimeters, whatever you pick, from some angles it will look like that center of the R is actually floating. Let me show you quickly how to ungroup stuff, and let me show you why we ungroup it. If we do Control D, I'm going to simply move this piece over. For this next part, I want to view it from the top, and I'm going to switch to what's called flat view. All right, so in mine that I printed, I did not make this match the shape of the A. I just stretched it across and I pulled it down. I'm going to set this to a 0.25 nudge and I put it exactly where I wanted. You'll notice that sinks inside, so it actually turns out pretty nice and you don't have to work super hard to line it up. Bring this one in, get the same size. Notice this measurement, I think I did 4, so I'm going to press enter. Let's double check and see if I had that the same, almost 4, and press enter. Drag those right into place so they're connected. This one looks a little bit wide, so I'm going to make it a tiny bit thinner. And once again with that 0.25 nudge, now I can line it up just the way I wanted. I'm going to grab all of that and do Control G to group. I'm going to switch to perspective view. And you may have noticed that mine had italics, which was not a choice with this font. Friends, let me show you how I did it. Bring out the green roof. We want to look at it from a corner and we want to stand it up. Notice if you stay inside that circle, it does 22.5 degrees at a time, and you can hit D to drop. I'm going to just stretch this out a little bit. I'll let you fiddle around and pick your angles. The trick, though, is to make this work plane on the edge. Now, when you grab your design, if you stretch it, it actually becomes italics. Now, I want to push it back that way. And then I'm going to shut the work plane off, W for work plane, and let's look at it from the top. Check it out. We have got italics. Once again, I can just rotate it to straighten it out. And it is ready for 3D printing. You can grab this, adjust it however you want. You have now created an awesome, self-supported, 3D printable nameplate. How cool is that? I'm going to print mine with my Bambu Labs P1S printer. Let's click on the design, choose export. I'm going to export in STL. I'm going to save mine in my 3D modeling folder, just like that. Now we can bounce to Bambu Labs Studio. I'm going to create a brand new project. Let's add that file. There is Miss Graham. It is the new one. It enters and is ready for 3D printing. We do not have to worry about any supports. You can adjust the size. If you want this to be thicker than the 10 millimeters that I built it, you can simply scale. You can shut off uniform and you could just stretch this out to whatever measurements you wanted. I'm going to stay with the 10 millimeter one because that makes it fast. If we check our settings, I'm going to use the 20 millimeter standard. I'm going to stay with the basic white so that way it matches any desk that you want to put it on. And we can simply hit slice plate and print plate, double check our colors, and of course send it to the 3D printer. Note is going to take a little over an hour to print. It automatically switches to the device menu. And once it finishes downloading, we can hit play and monitor everything from afar. Quickly returning back to our original design, I mentioned I'd show you how to make these public. I am going to do a few things first. I'm going to go back to my settings and I'm going to give this a cool background color. Once again, you can hit custom, pick a blue, find the exact one you want. You can also shut off the grid. I am also going to hide the little wedge. And I'm going to pick a fun color for the words. And then I can add a note to this. I do love the note feature. If you hit N for note, of course, you can add any information you want here, including links. I will add a link later when the project is finished. This is also where you could click and add a note. Now to make it public, we simply back up to our Tinkercad desktop, we click on our project, and we adjust the properties. You can see up there it said private. I have changed the name of mine to be Freestanding Text Nameplate Tutorial. The tutorial will be pasted in the description in a bit. These are, of course, other ways you can reach me. I have also added tags. I'm going to add the HLMT23 tag and press enter. This is a tag that I check almost every day, and I'll give you a reaction. And then also I'm going to add the tag nameplate, and I'm going to do text, and I'm going to do sign for people to be able to track it down. Finally, we do need to make it public. Prove we're not a robot, and then I'm going to choose attribution share alike so that you can copy and tinker this if your name is Miss Graham. You can also choose attribution no derivatives. That way people can see your project but are not allowed to copy it. Finally, I'm going to hit save changes, and bingo, there is our project ready for the world to see. If you click up here on the gallery option, you will instantly see all of the staff picks. These are amazing projects. Remember, you can always click on these. This one was created by ZDP, and it is absolutely fantastic. These SimLab mechanisms are absolutely priceless. Don't forget, you can click this link to see all of ZDP's designs. And right here, you can click copy and tinker. Just don't forget the golden rule of Tinkercad. Give a reaction before you copy and tinker. What we want to do today, though, is shut off staff picks and check it out. Right there in recent is our brand new design. Of course, friends, once you click on that, you can choose view in 3D so you can see what it really looks like from every angle. Zoom in on it, whatever you want. And of course, friends, you can click right here to give any users a reaction. I'm going to click back on this design, and I'm going to click to the larger view. Notice we can see a ton of designs at once. I always love to check this out and click on it and give users reaction. That is a fantastic project. If we look over here, another cool project, going to give it a wow. And let's check out one more down here. We have got one called the Tray Tipper. That is so cool. Going to give it an awesome. And here we have a time lapse of our print. And after a little more than an hour. How cool is that? Friends, as I wrap up, I do want to say thanks to Savannah for the awesome question. Here is how the print turned out. I'm super pleased with it. Of course, friends, I do want to highlight the Tinkercad Worldwide User Group on Facebook. It is a fantastic place to ask questions and get support on your Tinkercad designs. Of course, have a glorious day and keep tinkering. In wrapping up, I do want to highlight my website, HLModTech.com. Friends, I have got a page dedicated to Tinkercad with all these amazing categories. If you look below that, you'll find the day one favorites, the useful starters, and the Tinkercad essentials. If you scroll down just a little bit further, you will find my course, Tinkercad in 20 Days, which is hosted on cadclass.org. If you check out this video, you'll learn all about the course. I do also want to highlight the coupon code 25 HL Tinkercad. It'll get you 25% off any of the amazing courses on cadclass.org. You can get to the website in a heartbeat by simply clicking Visit Now. Friends, I do also want to highlight the sweet built-in messaging button. You can click that button, add your question, comment, or suggestion, and reach me almost instantly. Finally, friends, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. Please also hit that share button so more people can learn about HLModTech. Of course, friends, you absolutely make my day if you take time to leave a comment down below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Smash that subscribe button. And last but not least, hit that notification bell if you want to be the first to know when there's a brand new video from me, HLModTech. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.